Is 17 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Public Library, Tracy Frie back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. How's life at the library? Are people keeping and busy? I know that, we've back to school, things are busy, but so summer reading program, all the excitement of the summer not happening at the library right now, but as you guys have shifted into your fall curriculum, I imagine just different times when the library is crowded now as opposed to like during the summer. You'd probably see all day because kids are parents, but now I imagine, but after school and maybe lunch times and things.
Wednesday afternoons because the elementary schools get out early.
Yeah, so
Saturdays,
things
even
get busy
Sundays because we're open Sundays now.
And then all those kids that have those reports due Monday that they didn't tell nobody about till Sunday afternoon, they're in the library getting that done.
I guess so.
I was a kid. I know how that works. But it's good to see. And of course, if you're not aware, the library is a great resource for families here to help with fun stuff, but also learning and things like that. If your kids having struggles in school and things, the library has lots of resources to help you do all that stuff that's outside the school that can add to whatever your child's doing in the schools kind of thing. So please think of that as a resource if you need help with your kids, or you don't have to have a need. You just want something to read and
just want to get out of the house.
Yeah, maybe looking for a new book to read, or looking for something different to do. So. Yeah. So that being said, I'm sure there's a slew of activities going on at the library here this month and next for folks to kind of put on their calendars and put on radars here. So where do we want to start?
Well, we can start with today.
Okay.
This afternoon, we have a program called Dropping Hobbies. It's for adults. It's from like 1 to 3.
Okay.
And today we're going to be making keychains, perla bead keychains.
Okay, so people want to do the beading and that kind of thing.
Right. They want to come on in and check it out. They're more than welcome.
Yeah. And is this one free to cost?
Everything is free.
All you got to do is have an interest and
just walk in.
Get into the library. That's basically it.
Right.
So good deal. And that's at what time today?
1 to 3.
1 to 3 this afternoon. Is it come and go? So if you can't roll until 2, no big deal.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Okay, good deal. So anytime to 1 to 3, come on by. And work on some keychains and learn about beadwork and maybe get that bug for
chat.
Yeah, visiting and meeting new people too.
Right.
Yeah. So that's today.
Yes.
All right. Good deal.
And then tomorrow's Tuesday, so we have restarted our Mother Goose on the Loose in English and Spanish.
Okay.
So the Mother Goose on the Loose in English is at 10:30 in the morning on Tuesdays, and at 5 p.m. on Tuesdays in English and Spanish.
For Spanish and English. Okay.
Right.
Perfect. This is one of those things that you and I have talked about this before. I don't care what your predominant language is for your child.
Yes.
Take them to both, because the more you expose that to the kids, the more they're going to absorb at this level. And I don't care who you are. It's always a good thing to have a couple foreign languages under your belt, and if you're able to speak multiple languages, that generally bodes well for you and your child much more than it doesn't. So, so even if Spanish is not their predominant language, bring them out to story time and let them do compare and contrast and start listening. And who knows, next thing you know, they might pick up some Spanish. And when it's time for formal training in a foreign language, they've already got that
the little words.
Yeah, exactly.
The basic words.
It'll stick a lot better. So, it's kind of like I have a friend, my brother, actually. My brother went to college with one of his friends, still friends to this day, years later. He's Russian, but he grew up, his mom came to New York City when he was a very young child. Didn't have a lick of English in him. And he literally, because he was immersed in the culture of the TV.
He didn't have a choice.
And if you would talk to him today, now granted he's an adult now and he's a kid, so it's been 30 some years or whatever. but when you talk to him today, you probably would not know he's Russian.
Right.
Until you had a lengthy conversation. Certain words he still has accents on, but if you just have a short, quick conversation with him, you probably and he learned it all just from being immersed in the culture, watching TV. Weirdly enough, seeing all of it on TV. But that's the kind of the point I'm making is expose your kids to a lot of that when they're immersed in it. They pick it up by osmosis or whatever. It's just and next thing you know, and to me that's kind of the lessons that when you teach kids things,
right?
You can't put a measuring stick on that.
Right.
It's just it's so please, if you've got the time and the ability, please expose your kids to as much of this as possible. You'll be setting them up for success down the road. So,
right.
Just my opinion on that.
That's just your 2 cents.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's see. On Wednesday, we're going to have our preschool story time at 10:30.
Okay.
And then we have a music and movement story time on the Thursdays at 10:30. So
okay.
We have choices of story times.
Good deal. And stuff to get the kids active and moving a little bit. Maybe tucker them out a little bit when you take them home.
That's the whole point. And then on Thursday this week, we're going to start our adult book club.
Okay.
Because the library didn't have one for a while.
Okay. So now the fall's coming and picking back up.
Right.
Do we have a book selected that's going to be the book club book?
This month, it's The Guest List by Lucy Foley.
Okay. That sounds familiar to me.
Yeah.
The Guest List.
It came out in 2020.
Was it a pretty popular, mainstream book?
I think it was on the New York Times bestseller list.
Okay. That's, that bestseller list. It turns out those are pretty popular, aren't they?
Yeah. Some of them are pretty good, too.
But it was to a point where it was like making the rounds on TV and all that.
Right.
Kind of certain books get that run, like. The one that first comes to my mind is The Shack, if you remember that one. That was literally just a gentleman, not Tom Clancy or something rolling in.
Right.
And just, next thing you know, that thing went mega huge.
Yeah.
And, this one, I was like, this sounds like a book in that same vein that, like, I've heard of it or
and then they made a movie, so then that even made it more popular.
Okay.
Like, we get a lot of people coming in now asking for Where the Crawdads Sing, because the movie's out. They saw the movie and now they want to read the book.
Yeah. Well, it's not always the best way to learn about a story.
Right.
But if that's how you found the story and they end up reading the book, then it's a win either way.
Right.
So I know you and I have joked about that in the past. The books are always 10 times better than the movies.
Yeah.
And even the big authors, like I've told the Stephen King story about Hearts in Atlantis a couple times on here. But Stephen King, you're like, all right, that's arguably one of the most well-known authors on the planet, you know, and they take his books and butcher them up real bad too. So
some of the movies are kind of okay. Let's not just say butcher.
A lot of the movies are good. Don't get me wrong, but when you read the book, and then you're like, man, they missed half the story here.
Oh yeah, because some of his books are kind of long, so they would have to, unless it be a 3-4 hour movie.
Yeah. And to be honest, the ones they made the best movies out of was the short stories he did.
Exactly.
Like that Seasons book that was like a bunch. And for folks that don't know, out of that book came Shawshank Redemption.
Yes.
Apt Pupil.
That was so good.
The Stand By Me was from that one.
Yes.
It's called The Body in there, but it's the same story. So, and arguably, those are probably the best movies that were adapted from Stephen King books.
Yes.
And all of them are short stories. When they take the novels, like The Running Man and... which, by the way, if you ever watched the movie The Running Man in the 80s, it's a great movie, fun movie.
Yes.
Again, the Stephen King book, not remotely. The only common thread is that it's called The Running Man, and the main character's name is the same. Other than that, it's pretty much a different story. But anyway, I move on.
Okay. Okay, so let's talk about what else is going on here. Okay. So we've been having on Saturdays, and we've been having a fun day, which would be like either Legos or board games. And then also they have a STEM. I'm not sure what the STEM is this Saturday, but they're going to have a STEM. And since we're open on Sundays too, they have the same STEM project on Saturday and then on Sunday from 2 to 4.
So whatever works best in your family schedule, if it's Saturday or Sunday, come on out. You won't miss a thing.
Correct. And then plus we're going to be also at the Piñata Festival. The library is going to be there with a booth.
Oh, okay, cool. So you guys signing people up for cards and things, I'm guessing?
Yeah, and just letting them know what's going on at the library. Maybe we can...
talk about events and things like that.
Exactly.
And so if you're over there and they're giving out free stuff, don't get cheese fingers all over the stuff.
No, that's the fall following weekend, the chili cheese.
Well, there's always stuff with cheese on it, no matter where
That's
you go.
True.
Pinata Fest or Chili Cheese Festival.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. There's usually places with copious amounts of meat, cheese, and green chili. So
New Mexico.
That's right.
Okay, so our next big adult thing we're going to have is gardening in the library. And we have
cool.
Drew Garrett coming.
Okay.
And he's going to talk about soil.
He's from the ag office.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's going to share information about New Mexico soil, plants, and water. And then from there, he's going to take anybody's ideas that they would like to have a talk about.
Okay.
He's going to come once a month.
Cool. Yeah, if you're not, we have Drew on about once a month as well.
Okay.
Drew's with the Chaves County Extension Office.
Right.
And he's the ag agent for them. So normally, like when people come to talk about pesticides and are my pecans got weevils in them or not, things like that, that's what he does. That's what but when he's not helping the commercial folks, he has a vast amount of information about, gardening and stuff for the home gardeners too. So his information just doesn't apply to cash commercial crops. It's to the families that just want to put some corn and some cucumbers in the backyard or something like that.
And that's who he's really talking to that will be coming on Saturdays. Is your personal garden.
Yeah.
Questions about whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So he's a great source of information.
Yes.
So if you're wanting to learn about this stuff, please go there. He's and if he can't answer your question there, he'll definitely get back to you and find out that information. He's very good about that kind of stuff too. So
he'll be there on the 24th at 10 a.m.
Okay.
And he'll be coming once a month, like I said. And he just fell on that Saturday, but from this point on, starting in October, it'll be the third Saturday. He'll come at 10 a.m.
Okay, perfect.
And let's see. The next big thing that's going to happen, since we're open on Saturdays, I wanted to do I'm now in charge of the adult programming.
Okay.
And so I wanted to do something on Sundays, so maybe once a month, music.
Yeah.
So we're
little adult time for the mom and pops and the.
Well, they can bring the kids too, but it's more like adult programming. So we have this program called Good Vibrations on Sundays.
Okay.
And on October 9th, we're going to have Felix K.N. Galante.
Okay.
I met him over at the farmer's market. I was there. And he's going to be playing the xylophone. And he's going to be there from 2:30 to 3:30.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of people still play the xylophone. That's
And he sounded very good. So I said, do you have a cart?
Well, there's certain instruments that not a lot of people play, but the ones that do are very good at and are very beautiful at it. Yeah, and the xylophone's one of those instruments.
Yes.
Yeah. I seem to remember it was bigger when I was a kid. Like there was always, as a kid, you always have xylophone players and bands and orchestras and things, but you don't see it as much now. And maybe I just don't notice, but it's so cool. So he's an accomplished xylophonist, I guess you could say.
I think he's kind of associated also. I thought I read on the internet that he's associated with the jazz. The Roswell Jazz.
The Roswell Jazz Ensemble and all that's a jazz festival too. Yeah, because I imagine that's where you hear a lot of xylophone music is in the orchestral jazz music, things like that too.
Right.
So, good deal. So he's going to be there on what date again?
That's going to be on October 9th, and it's going to be from 2:30 to 3:30. Okay. And we're going to have coffee and probably some treats, and just going to have like a kickback type Sunday afternoon if you want to come in.
Some music and Does he do original stuff or I don't know, how does it?
I'm not sure, but whatever he was playing at the farmer's market, it was
very beautiful.
Yes.
Was he sing too, or he just?
No, he was just playing.
Because it's kind of like an accompaniment instrument. It's not generally the lead instrument in a song per se. But
when he was over there, it was just him playing the xylophone, and it was beautiful.
So very much good for background, good for setting the mood of the. So
everybody can chill in the library and
just kind of kick back and zone out and listen to music. And, or maybe pick up a newspaper or book or something and.
Right, and listen to it. Or he comes sit over, have coffee with us, and
chit-chat.
Right.
Yeah, not too loud, though. No. You want to interrupt the music.
You got to take that outside now.
Right. No talking. No, but yeah, it sounds like it'll be a nice, fun Sunday afternoon. Right. Come back, enjoy some music, and enjoy just a little quiet unwind time there.
And we're going to have someone playing music once a month, starting in October. So
this will be a monthly
we have a
event.
Guy named J.D. Cox is supposed to be coming in November because I heard him playing over at Pecos, and he was very fun.
Good deal.
And then we, every month we have already planned out.
Nice.
So just just one Sunday a month, and maybe we'll do something else on another Sunday. But right now, that's how we're starting off.
Good deal. So I'm curious.
Yes.
Are you the music buff that's just going around seeing some of these artists and saying, "Man, I'd love to have you at the library. Come on down."
That's me.
That's you. You're the music buff.
I'm the one that goes and I go, he sounds pretty good.
Nice.
And then I'm always. It seems like when I go out to eat, sometimes I'm with people from the library, and they're like, "Tracy, go get his card." And then I go,
"Oh, they set you up too." It's like, you.
And I go, "Which?" And then I have to go over and, "Hi, I'm with the library," and blah blah blah, and so.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Well, good deal. Plus, you probably get some nice artists, exposed to some cool music and stuff from time to time.
Yeah, I would really love to get just mostly local.
Yeah.
And so
Roswell's very blessed that way. We have a great music scene here in Roswell, and it's any given weekend you can go around town and you'll find some great local artists playing at various venues around town, whether it's a bar or restaurant or more formal venue. But we are very blessed for people that live here and they come from nearby to come and play and things. So it's great to see the library's able to say, you know what, let's give them another platform to come and expose their music and give opportunity for folks to come and hear and see what they're doing. So
I've seen at other libraries, not necessarily in New Mexico, but in other states, they have like once a month they'll have music there, and it's just music. It's just people coming in and enjoying the music, and it's all types of music. So it's it's not
this is how you get exposed to music that you're not normally accustomed to hearing. I know we all have our little grooves or little niches that we're like, I'm a rock and roll guy, or I'm an R&B person, or I'm whatever you're into. And then there's other genres that unless you grew up around it or knew something, you're probably not familiar with it. And that's where events like this get you a chance. Because like I said, I haven't seen someone play xylophone in years. I'm sure there's a generation of people, they're like, what is a xylophone? They have no idea what it is. And
you're more than welcome to come on the 9th and check it out.
Come see what it's all about and see what that's, he's like, what is this thing? It's kind of like the theremin's one of those for me. Yeah. That's one of those instruments because it's one of the most iconic sounds that everyone knows.
Star Trek.
But no one knows that it's an instrument. If you ever listen to the original Star Trek, that's a theremin doing that. And it's one of those, it's like the bagpipes.
Right.
When people that know how to play it, it's a beautiful instrument. But if you don't, it sounds like you're killing cats or something. It's just bad.
We had to go there. Okay.
So anyway, come out and check out some of these artists, and especially when it's unique instruments or unique experiences that you normally don't see in the mainstream there.
Right.
Come check it out. You might be pleasantly surprised on finding some new stuff here.
And it's free.
And it's free of charge. Doesn't cost you a dime.
So. Right. So you can just check them out.
Yeah. Best thing I could tell you is swing on by the library this week and pick up the calendars. Each month they put out a new calendar, and it's usually in 2-month cycles. Usually they have the front and back on there, don't you?
No, it's just we have out September, and we're about to put out October. So.
I got you. Okay, but yeah, grab those and then put them on your fridge or put them wherever you keep that kind of stuff, and that way you can plan ahead and say, oh, later this month they're going to have so and so at the library, or they're going to have this fun craft event for the kids. They'll love that. Let's come out to that, or
book club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'd like to sign up for book club and get involved and read. And like you said, you're picking kind of a book that got a little bit of mainstream popularity.
Well, I enjoyed the book.
Yeah.
So I just chose. And after the book club gets established, this will be the first meeting. And then as it goes along, if the participants have suggestions, I'm open to them also.
Absolutely. Well, that's the whole point of book club, is to kind of get you to read things that you may not normally read. We again, back to the music, it's the same thing at niches. We all like, oh, I love Stephen King, therefore I just
know
read
you
mysteries.
love Red Wine and all that.
Yeah, big fan. But but yeah, we get, or John Grisham, whatever it is you're into, and then you just end up reading that, and you get in these kind of pigeonholed, and then you miss. So signing up and joining a book club, and you're like, wow, that seems weighty, or that seems and then you're like, because obviously certain books have certain subject matters and more serious than others, and you're kind of, but when you push yourself to find things that on the surface doesn't seem like something you're interested in.
Right.
You tend to find out that you end up being more interested than you thought. You're like, huh. Although this storyline's not my cup of tea, but some of the details and some of the information is fascinating or something I take interest in. And that's really at the heart of what a book club is about. And then the other side of it is now that you have a group of people reading the same book, you probably get 12 different interpretations of that book.
Exactly. That's the fun part is discussing it and seeing, because there's always that one. I was running a book club in Virginia, and it was this one lady that always said, she told me all the problems in the book that she felt. And she's an older lady, and we just go, okay. And then, like, I would pick something that's really off the wall for them to read, and they would be like, I can't wait to discuss this one. Because it was just so what they were not expecting.
Sure. And that's the fun part about book clubs. So please sign, even if you're like, that book's not my cup of tea here. Check it out. Come see, and you might find out it's more of your cup of tea than you thought it was.
And then you get to meet people and discuss things.
Worst comes to worst, you don't like the book, and no harm, no foul. You read a book you weren't a fan of, move on about your day. But you might just turn out to be something you're into, and be like, you know what? Now I kind of want to begat this now that I'm with this, and so please call and check out and ask about the book club. Generally, that's first come, first serve on, book numbers and all that stuff.
Right.
So I mean, it's generally no problem. People that want to do it, sign up. But, it is a limited number that people can sign up for this. So.
Yeah. We have several copies. Books I'm picking already, we have like about 10, 15 copies.
So it's enough where you have plenty of.
Yes.
Or you've ordered enough to compensate.
Right.
So.
And if there was something that in the future they suggested that we don't have copies for, we can always get copies so that everyone can have one to read.
Yeah, so if it's and I know like we've talked in the past, like, and I'm not sure if this is still a thing, but don't you guys partner with other libraries, like a lending, like if you need we're doing a book club and we've got 10 copies of this book, can we borrow those?
Yes.
And vice versa. We've got 10 of this. Do you need that for this? And so there's that bartering.
Loan.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's a tool that libraries across the state use to kind of for programs just like this.
Right.
So,
and then also if they prefer to read it online, we have the Libby Overdrive app that they can use, so they can use their device.
Download it and read it digitally if you'd like to.
Yes.
Too. So, I've always been mixed bag on digital reading. I like it for the convenience factor and all that, but there's something about having the book and the pages and the turning and when you're done reading, folding the. I don't know if that's a faux pas, but I dog ear the corner and fold it.
No, you don't.
I do, but usually my books when I do it.
Okay.
Actually, library books, I use generally the receipt. I'm sure you get
that's your bookmark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, every time I get a nice one, I lose it.
Okay.
Like I'll accidentally leave it in the book when I'm done, and then I don't know what happens to it if it's on a shelf somewhere.
Probably
or I let someone
still in
borrow
that same book.
Yeah, I probably go to a bunch of books on my shelf. Open up, there's a bookmark in the back just stuck there.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
But come out and come read a new book. Come check it out. So, is there any other events we want to make sure we cover?
Well, we'll discuss next time I come about, but everyone should know that we're going to have the Dia de los Muertos celebration at the end of October.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about that more next time.
Here in October? Yeah.
Yes.
And that's always a fun event if you never participated, because you kind of learn the history of Dia de los Muertos, why it is what it is, some of the traditional stories and songs of the event. Always the kids are about making the sugar skulls and that kind of stuff.
We're going to have sugar skulls. Yeah. We're going to have, I think they're going to have the service again where they're going to have a father come in and
do the blessings and all that.
Do the blessings and everything. And I believe we're going to have dancing also.
Awesome.
So it'll be a fun event.
So if you always wondered and you always see the things and you're like, Dia de los Muertos, and you see all the stuff and you kind of come learn the actual history behind it and why it is celebrated and why, obviously people that grew up in the culture and everything know exactly why. But for the rest of us that did not, come see it and see why they do it around Halloween and why there's similarities there and what's the connections and what's all that. That's and they do it in a way there for the kids so everybody understands.
Right, everyone enjoys it. Yes, they had a very good time last year. So.
Yeah, and they, if I remember right, they usually read traditional stories of Dia de los Muertos, sing the songs that are traditional to Dia de los Muertos and things like that.
Yeah.
Too, so.
Yeah, we had the entertainment on one side, and then we had Diana, who came here once before. She read the story of La Lorna. Was it La Lorna?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
La Rona. Yeah,
that one.
I can't. I botch it
Yes.
every time. Not intentionally. My brain doesn't work that way. So.
You need more coffee.
Apparently, yeah, and do tongue exercises to work the tongue. But yeah, so please come out. So we'll talk more about it next month here when we're here. But put it on your calendars, because as we all know, there's usually a bevy of events going on right around the holiday holiday here with trick or treat, trunk or treats, fall festivals, things like that. Library always does their annual Dia de los Muertos celebration, and so we'll talk more about it. But put on your calendars and make plans to come out. Again, completely free, all of that stuff. It's just an opportunity for your kids to come and learn to eat more candy, but then learn about, it's always dangle the carrot. Come for candy, kids, and then when they get there, they learn a bunch of stuff. So. Don't forget, the library is there for you. If you're everything that you do at the library, 99.9999% of the times is completely free of charge. Doesn't cost you anything. Get a library card. If you don't have one or your kids don't have one, it's free to sign up for, and it is your key to the world of the library. Everything there. And
if you misplace your library card, just come on in with your ID and you'll get a free replacement. It doesn't cost anything.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Is there a quota on that? Like, because some people are a little less responsible than others. If you're constantly losing this thing, at some point you're going to be like, all right, you need to.
Presently, we'll just say presently they are free.
Good. But you don't test the system.
They'll come back 3 times in a month.
Yeah. Then we're going to look at you like, what are you doing? Like, we need to learn. Maybe there's a bigger problem here than keeping your card. Maybe we need to learn to get you organized. So, but please, and don't forget, there are so many resources available to you with that card that you technically don't even have to set foot in the library to take advantage of. There's, if you go to the city's website, roswell-nm.gov, you'll find a tab for the Roswell Public Library there.
Right.
Go there, and you can access the online resources, like if you want to get like music and things like that, or if you want to need some tutoring help with your kids and stuff. There's avenues to do that through the online.
You want to look at the old newspapers, you have to come in and actually use our computer to access old, like Roswell Daily Records.
I got you, the old periodicals and things like that. But yeah, if you're looking from everything from movies and music to tutoring to audiobooks, things like that, you'll find it all online.
Yes.
Now, you have a card, come on in the library and check it out. But if you need something real quick or something like or something digital like that, you can literally do it all online yourself. Mm-hmm. Again, you just need to have that card and be in good standing.
Right.
So if you don't have that card, you can't do any of this stuff. So go get the card, and then you're good to go after that. So, excellent.
Yes.
Give out the hours now. Of course, like you said, they got Sunday hours now. So let's just recap all that for folks here.
So our hours now are Monday through Thursday from 10 to 7.
Okay.
Friday and Saturday is from 10 to 6, and Sunday is 2 to 6.
Okay. So now open just about, anytime you want it to, when you need it there. And, of course, don't forget they got the book drop-off. That's 24/7. So even if it's after hours, you can swing by and drop the book off. It's got a digital thing where it checks in and all that. So you don't have to worry about late fees and all that. It annotates when exactly you scan it in. So you don't have to worry about calling, oh, no, I turned it in before. No, it has all that taken care of. So, and, of course, if you have any questions or anything, don't hesitate to come to the front desk or the children's desk, and they'll be happy to answer those questions and things for you. I know we're in the fall season here, and not as many people are driving around and touring and stuff, but the library still has from the tourism department, basically a pass that gets up to 6 people free into many different museums and events around the state. Anything from, like off the top of my head, Lincoln. The courthouse in Lincoln is one of those things.
And the Space Museum in
Alamogordo.
Right.
The Museum of the Horse or Cowboy in Cruces is one of those. No. It's one of those.
Yes, that's correct.
Some of the art museums in Santa Fe and Albuquerque fall in there. I want to say the Nuke Museum in Albuquerque's on there too, but I'm not 100%
I'm not too
certain.
sure about that one.
Yeah. I think if it's not, it was at one point. I remember seeing it on there one time.
But they're more than welcome to call the library and we can tell them exactly what's on there.
But you can check it out for a week. You have to check it out in person. Can't do it online, and it's not renewable, so you can't. You get it for 7 days at the time you check it out, and you have to return it 7 days later. So plan accordingly. It's first come, first serve. They don't reserve it or anything for people.
Right.
You just got to walk up the desk, say, "Hey, do you have the tourism pass? I'd like to check it out for the next 7 days." And they have several copies.
Right. So there's normally one in the drawer at all times.
So that way you get it, and then you take it, go enjoy your trip, and then when you come back before 7 days are over, make sure you return it back for the next person to use.
Right.
And again, and it gets, like I said, it gets up to like 6 people in for free. And I know just in Lincoln alone, I think it costs about $8-9 a person.
Yes.
To get someone in. So times 6, that's $60 right there.
Right.
That you just saved your family. That's probably lunch at one of the fine establishments here in Lincoln or Ruidoso or wherever you go there.
Yes.
So just think about that.
Yeah.
Of course, give out the phone number for the Library of Amazing Questions.
Okay. Our phone number is 575-622-7101.
Good deal. And of course, you can also like and follow the Roswell Public Library on Facebook and Instagram. And those are good ways. So if you're if you're more of a digital person and don't like papers and stuff anymore and don't want to go get calendars to put on your refrigerator and stuff, then at least like and follow the Facebook and Instagram, because that way you'll get a digital version of what's coming up and what's happening and things like that.
And we're also including our activities on that. If you just Google search events in Roswell, the community calendar, you'll see us all the way down at the bottom, and it'll list all the activities.
So you can kind of stay up to date through the city's website too.
Correct.
On library happenings.
Right.
Good deal. So utilize it. Come on out and whether you need it to help your kids get better grades and things like that, or if you're just looking for a new place for some entertainment, the library's got you covered.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Good deal. Do we get it all, Tracy?
I believe so.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ma'am. As always, appreciate the visit. We'll see you here next time, okay?
Okay.
All right.